Hi, hello, and welcome back to another vlog. If you're new here, my name is Melanie Steele and I write all things cozy. My latest non-fiction release is Cozy Living Collection. I'm currently writing my debut novel, which is a cozy fantasy entitled The Lunar Quartz Library, scheduled for publication autumn 2025. That living room makes me so happy when I go down in the morning to make my coffee and then go through and I see the gorgeous pink sofa and the cute ghost decorations, everything just in my favorite color. It's so fun. I love it. It's probably how most people feel when they get their Christmas Day decorations up, which of course I also enjoy. But I don't know, Halloween it kind of just hits different for me personally. So I am so enjoying having those up, and it's like 2 months until Halloween, so I have plenty of time to keep enjoying them. Before I actually get into some writing, I want to share a quick update about the library books. I finished this one over the weekend, The Kindness Club on Mapleborough Lane. I loved this book. I loved it. This was the charmingness that I'd wanted from the Jenny Colgan book. This was just adorable. If you're into, all things quaint British village life, this is one for you. I love the fact that it was also an intergenerational story. It had the grandmother, the mother and the granddaughter, each with their own kind of different challenges in life and how they all kind of work together to overcome them. It was really lovely and well written, and I'm definitely going to check out some more by Helen Rolfe, who wrote this one. So yeah, really enjoyed that one. The next one, The Orphan of Ironbridge. I read 3 chapters and I've had to DNF it. It's not because it's a bad book, that's not the issue. The issue I have is that this book is set in Shropshire, and if you're not familiar, sort of different areas of the UK tend to have their own specific accents and dialects, and the dialogue in this book is very much written in the dialect of that area. To me, it also reads a little bit Scottish, but I'm not overly familiar with the regional dialect of Shropshire, obviously not, but trying to read it was very difficult for me because I don't live in that part of the country, And whilst I understood what they were saying, like it wasn't like trying to read something in a foreign language, it was very jarring. So I DNF'd it because it just pulled me out of the story too much to try and read this particular dialect. So I am just going to stick with Dilly Court for my historical novels. I just really like her style, and they're all set in London, so there are no specific dialects other than a character that might be from the East End, but that's really not too difficult to deal with. So it's a mixed bag so far. Mapleberry Lane, loved. Jenny Colgan, absolutely not. This one, I think the story would have been great if the dialect just had been more standard. Got one book left, which is, oh my gosh, the Hygge book. I've forgotten the title. Really hoping that I like that one. Then we can say it was a 50-50 mix of books that I enjoyed and books that I did not. So I'm going to get on with some writing now, and after that we are going to head down to the kitchen because I want to do some autumnal baking. I haven't made anything in ages, mostly because it's been summer and our kitchen is south facing. It's just not a place you want to spend a lot of time when it is hot outside, but now it is starting to cool down. Hurrah! And I've got 3 tins of canned pumpkin I picked up at Costco so far back. Can't even remember, absolutely ages ago, but I knew if I got them then that I would definitely use them now. And obviously I've got lots and lots of pumpkin recipes that I want to make. If you're in the UK and you want to get canned pumpkin to do things, but you're not a member of Costco or you're not eligible to be a member of Costco, Amazon is your best bet. The price is probably a little higher now than it would have been, say, a few months ago, but you can find tinned pumpkin on there. Occasionally you'll find it in bigger supermarkets like Tesco Extra, but rarely these days. I feel like you used to be able to get that a lot more often years ago, but less so now. But yeah, if you're not a Costco member, I would say check out Amazon for your tinned pumpkin needs if you want to do any sort of pumpkin-esque baking over the next few months. So let's get some more chapters edited and then go to the kitchen to do some baking. Welcome back to the kitchen. I have finished work on 2 chapters, which leaves me just a little bit to do before we get to the midpoint of Act 2, which is very exciting. I was kind of getting a little bit tired toward the end, so I've decided to pause and come do something else, or else I'm just not going to have the brain power to do a very good job on the writing. So what are we making? Today we're going to make pumpkin spice muffins. I have found a recipe on BBC Good Food, but I'm going to make a few changes to it because one, it doesn't have any fruit or anything in it. There's no mix-ins, it's just pumpkin spice. And when I've made things like pumpkin spice cake without any frosting or dried fruit or chocolate chips. It's a little bland even with the pumpkin spice, so I'm going to add in some sultanas because I have a huge bag from Costco that I need to work my way through. I just thought it would kind of liven up a little bit. I'm also going to make a change to the fat content. I'm trying to make some better choices, shall we say. And like most baking, there's a lot of fat in it, which is fine. You know, I'm not averse to fat, but I just need to tone it down a little bit. Obviously, you don't ever want to remove all the fat from baking, or you'll have just wasted time because it will taste terrible. But certainly you can reduce the fat if you are just trying to make some healthier choices for whatever reasons that you might have for doing so. So I'm going to cut the fat in half, and the other half I'm going to use fat-free Greek yogurt, which is a good substitute when you're doing anything that's like a cake or a muffin. Would not recommend it for anything like cookies. The whole texture would just be very strange, but perfect for cake and muffins. Before I get into doing the muffins, I did want to show you very quickly something that I made on the weekend. Let me go and grab it from the fridge. This isn't going to look super good on camera. This is pumpkin spice syrup. I've tried so many different pumpkin spice syrups from the shops, just different brands, different ones over the years. And I'm always disappointed. They don't taste good. I appreciate you're never going to get an exact match for Starbucks pumpkin spice latte because obviously that is their own recipe. But just everyone I've tried, I don't like them, and they're always filled with artificial sweeteners, which is something I try not to eat a lot of in life. So I've got a little pumpkin spice cookbook, which is upstairs. And it had a recipe in there for pumpkin spice syrup, and I thought, why not? I did record some footage of me making it over the weekend, and I will pop that in here, and I will try to remember to put both these recipes down in the description below. But yeah, here is how to make pumpkin spice syrup if it's something that you would like to try for yourself at home. So I did put this in my coffee this morning. So good. It just actually had a proper taste to it. There was no artificialness. I got the cinnamon and the ginger. I would probably slightly dial down the cloves personally, but other than that, this was delicious. Obviously I will not be putting in every coffee I have because it's very heavy on the sugar, but 1 tablespoon in 1 coffee a day is probably going to be absolutely fine. It doesn't make tons. This is about 250 ml, and it will keep for about 5 days in your fridge. So having like 1 a day is actually pretty perfect. So let's get into making some pumpkin spice muffins. Thursday. I have just had a shower and washed my hair, as you can see. First off, those pumpkin muffins, so good. I was really pleased with how they turned out, especially because I kind of modified the fat content of them a bit. They were still not dry. We won't say the other word. They were not dry. They were very flavorful, and we have been enjoying them with our evening viewing. Still quite a few left, as you can imagine, but we are making our way through them. I have some leftover pumpkin. I've been looking at recipes that don't need a whole can or even half a can. I think I might do something like porridge or overnight oats with some of the leftovers. Still working on that one, so we will see. But as I said, I will try in vain to put the recipe down below, and I'll also include the modification I made just in case that's something that you're interested in trying for yourself. So back to now. I've had a shower and washed my hair. I've just come back from running some errands. Today will not be a writing day. All my fellow neurodivergent people will probably understand this, that when you have things that you're kind of scheduled to do, like later on I need to go to the other library that I showed you before, it kind of puts you in this waiting mode, and it's really difficult to get on with doing other things. And also it feels like a very bits and pieces kind of day. I've been kind of here, there and everywhere just this morning, and now I'm just no longer in the right headspace to do any writing. I had to go to the library to return some of my books because I had 7 out, and I thought, well, I'm done with at least 5 of these, mostly the crafting ones about quilting. I do want to definitely do that. I've made up my mind that I want to do that as a project. When I start that, I'm not entirely sure, because obviously I'm at this kind of critical point of trying to get the book fully edited and ready, so it might have to wait a little while, but reading the books kind of helped me get a greater understanding of how it works, and I think I'll definitely start off with a smaller project. I have kept one of the books that is more focused on smaller projects designed for people who have made the big quilt and have lots of leftovers, but I thought it'd be perfect for someone just starting as well. I dug out, well, my husband rather dug out my sewing box that was up in the loft. I've now got my little mini sewing machine sat in front of me and all the kind of fabric and stuff behind. The only problem I have is that I cannot for the life of me find the power cord or the foot pedal for this machine. We looked everywhere. I don't know where it's gone. I've got no idea whatsoever. And I didn't want to have to buy a whole new machine, but equally, because this is a midi size machine, it's not like a big Singer or a Genome or a Brother. The replacements for it are pretty much non-existent, or ones I saw that claimed to be replacements had very poor reviews. So what I did, I went on Vinted on the hunt for someone who was selling this same machine, and obviously with all of the relevant accessories to use as spares. Basically, I found a lady who was selling one for a reasonable price, and I basically bought it. So I'm going to have 2 machines that are pretty much the same. Hers is a different color. Mine is pink. Hers is kind of, I think it was like white with some pink detail. But I can use the power cord and the foot on my own machine, and if something happens to this, I suppose I have a backup. So it wasn't the end of the world, it's still fairly inexpensive way to do it. I was speaking of Vinted, if you saw my vlog a little while back where I was decluttering my wardrobe, and I'd laid out I think about 5 dresses that I'd wanted to sell on there, they have all gone. I took 3 out this morning to the relevant drop-off points. Each person had picked a different courier, so that was fun. I had one person who wanted it on Yodel, one person who wanted it on InPost, one person who wanted it on Every. In Post and Yodel, we're both done in the same little shop, but Every is the post office. And every time I go in that post office, it's tiny, it's one counter, and it's inside like a newsagent, really, really small. There's always a queue a mile long because it's the only one in the village. I got there today and there was no one. It was great. No queues. I just got there, gave them the QR code, they stuck the label on it, done. But when I came back, I had an offer for my last 2 dresses that are on there to bundle them and to a discount. I was like, you know what? Done. Then I can just get that posted. She again picked Every, which means another trip to the post office. Probably on Saturday. I'm not going out tomorrow. I need to drill down with my writing tomorrow. And Saturday will absolutely be heaving, but at least we're already going out on Saturday, so there's that. I don't have to make a special trip just for the purpose of posting this parcel. We are going to the range on Saturday. I've been meaning to go there for like a month now, but I just had other things that I just need to do. The range is a bit further out from here, so I kind of fell down the priority list a little bit. But we're going to go have a look at their offerings on Saturday. I don't have any plans to buy anything. I think, you know, I've bought 3 or 4 things this year, and you've seen the decor I have. I don't really need anything else, but I do love looking at everything that they have. And there's also an Asda nearby, and there are a few things that we like specifically that are found in Asda, so we'll go stock up on those and kill 2 birds with 1 stone, and then it is all done. So yeah, few errands to do over the next few days and places to go, but today I'm done. I am just done. I'm now waiting around until the other library opens, which is not until middle of the afternoon, just before school traffic. What I am going to do to make it a little less arduous is stop in at the charity shop on the way, which is kind of halfway between where I am and where the library is. I'm just going to have a little browse just to see what's in there, have a look at the books, homewares, etc. Just like to have a little look. And last time I was there, when I was dropping off stuff for donations, they mentioned there was a 50% off sale. I mean, it's probably ended by now in all fairness, but I can look. It's not like I'm going to go out of my way or anything just to have a look. So I'm going to go there, resist the temptation to get a maple hazel latte from the Costa that is also there before heading off to the library. The maple hazel latte, it's not my favourite. The first time I had one, it was really, I did not like it at all. It just been made really badly. Like all the syrup was in the bottom. It just had not been done properly. So I went to a different store and had another one, and it was better. But it's still not my absolute favourite drink, obviously. That's the pumpkin spice latte. But I'll probably get like 1 at least over the season, because I can collect the bean rewards when I go to Costa and use them for something else. My favourite drink at Costa is always the mocha with a shot of hazelnut, because it tastes like Kinder Bueno and it is delightful. If you like that kind of flavour of chocolate hazelnut, that is my recommendation to you for Costa. But yeah, it's kind of just a thing. It's like, it's out, it's their autumn drink. I'm gonna go buy one at the very least. So rest of the day is probably not going to get too much done. As I said, certainly no writing. I've done basic chores this morning, and now I'm just sat here with my nice cup of tea talking to all of you. Very much needed. What else have I been up to that I can talk to you about? The Good Witch. Are you a fan of The Good Witch, the Hallmark series? Because I am a big fan of The Good Witch, and I'm currently doing a rewatch. I know this time of year most people are rewatching Gilmore Girls, but I have opinions on Gilmore Girls. I know people love it. I'm not gonna hate on it or anything, but it's not something I rewatch for reasons. But The Good Witch, love that show. If you're looking for something that's very kind of like wholesome and small town community and all that you would expect from Hallmark, it's a really good one to watch. It's on Netflix UK. I don't know what streaming service it would be on in the US at all, but I'm sure you can go and find out. But it's just those kind of cozy vibes, you know, the cute little festivals all these small towns have. It is my autumnal rewatch of choice. So if you're looking for something with those kind of comfy cozy vibes, I would definitely recommend checking it out. Good one to watch, very enjoyable. Just the only problem with Netflix having it though is that they don't have the last 2 seasons. Don't know why. It only goes up to season 5, and I know there are 7 seasons, so I don't know what's going to happen with those other 2, or if they can be found elsewhere, but I'm going to worry about that when I am much further down the road with this rewatch. So that is about everything. I'm at the halfway point with the edits now. I am into the second half of Act 2, and I am definitely working towards being done with all these edits by the end of the month, ideally by my birthday, which is on the 27th. But you know, if it's a couple of days after that, that's no big deal either. But by the end of the month, I would just like all the edits done. Then I can have, you know, a final read through, and then things like I need to contact my cover artist to get the exact dimensions, because obviously they need to know how many pages your book is going to be so that they can make sure everything is perfectly lined up. I need to think about all of the details for uploading to KDP. There's a lot to be done between finishing the book and getting the book for publication. So we will we'll get started on that hopefully at the end of the month, and then publication, it's approaching. I am working steadily through making sure this is the best book it can be for everyone that has been following my writing journey and has read the first chapter. I've had some lovely feedback on that, by the way, so if you're one of those lovely people, thank you. It really does make my day when someone emails me or DMs me on Instagram how much they liked it, or they've left comments down below. Just, it feels really, really good. So I'm going to start waffling on. I'm going to end the vlog here. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed it. If this is the first vlog that you've watched, I would love for you to hit the subscribe button. I share a topic video every Tuesday, and every Thursday I upload this vlog of my day-to-day life with writing updates, baking, all kinds of things really. Thanks so much for watching. Bye.